UDC.
Thank you for joining us to discuss UDC's compliance solution. Our solution is based on Esri architecture and has been developed as an Esri enterprise application. This approach keeps it non-proprietary and allows customers to maintain the solution if they choose. The gas compliance solution is highly configurable to your needs and intended to provide a well-rounded solution, not a shrink-wrap product. UDC is a privately owned company founded in 2005 and centers on automating gas and electric utilities. A growing company, we are a spatially focused system integrator for utilities. We have 4 primary offices across the United States, and we are also highly focused on leading innovation within our industry. Over the past 15 years, we have served gas and electric utilities from small, mid-sized to large Tier 1 organizations, providing GIS services and operational solutions. Digital Utility is a collection of UDC services and leveraged software applications that can be used to build operational solutions in several areas. We felt like GIS was the perfect tool to provide more solutions on top of the leading Esri foundation. Here we offer gas operations, gas outage management, safety and compliance, leak survey, CP inspections, critical valve inspection, safety and compliance for electric, and grid modernization. We're here to talk about our gas compliance solution, which incorporates Digital Utility Compliance Manager. Compliance Manager is an enterprise-grade leveraged software application at the base of our compliance solution. The single application supports all utility surveys and inspections. So whether it be your leak survey, cathodic protection inspections, critical valve inspections, Compliance Manager can be configured to match your program needs. It assists to automate the complete compliance management business workflow and brings visualization to each management function. Compliance Manager's mobile interface streamlines data collection. Using the field application eliminates the need for your paper maps and forms, making the process much more efficient. It also brings work visualization direct to the user so they can visually see their work in relation to their location. As work is being performed in the field, if an exception is encountered, let's say a CGI can't get in, users can easily record the exception in the digital collection form. The exception is then reported to the back office. It can be viewed in the exceptions reporting dashboard and acted upon as needed. For instance, follow-on activity can be scheduled and assigned. In addition to exceptions reporting, Compliance Manager incorporates robust interactive dashboards. Your utility can stay on top of compliance activities and report on compliance with ease. Dashboards and/or their specific views can be made available to all interested members of your organization. Using our solution, your utility can easily make changes to reflect changes in regulation. As we noted, Compliance Manager is versatile and can be used for all survey and inspection programs. Our solution works with your existing Esri ArcGIS enterprise deployment to extend capabilities for complete, digital, and automated gas compliance management for both your back office and field. Faye Hall, UDC's Director of Software Development, is going to explain the primary functions of our gas compliance solution. She will share screenshots of the applications used by the back office and field when performing the various steps in a leak survey workflow.
UDC's Compliance Manager allows utilities to maintain compliance for their preventative maintenance programs.
Compliance Manager allows utilities to plan their inspection and survey programs, create the work that's required to support those inspections and surveys, assign and dispatch that work to field crews, complete the work in the field, perform any sort of auditing or back office support that's required, while monitoring the performance and reporting compliance using dashboards. When the utility is planning their inspection or survey programs, Compliance Manager provides them with an interface that will allow them to define a name for the program, set the scheduling for the program, such as a 12-month duration or a 3-year duration. They can dictate the compliance type, such as not to exceed 15 months or not to exceed 15 months in the next calendar year, depending on the schedule that's required for the program. They can define one or many activities that should be included as part of this program. For instance, you could have gas leak survey as the only activity as part of this program. In other cases, you may have multiples. And then the user is allowed to define where the work is actually going to be completed. In many cases, surveys are completed using a grid system, which is what is shown here. Once the program has been saved, services in the back office will run to create the work areas that have been defined and schedule the work for each of the facilities or areas that need to be inspected or surveyed. Once that work has been created, the user can use Compliance Manager to assign and dispatch the work to various people. Using the interface, on the left, they have a visual display of all of the work that is required and the due date for that work. They can use the map to select the areas that will be completed as part of the assignment. They can then assign the work to various users based on crew and user, and they can assign a priority for the work. Once the work has been assigned, any of the field crews that sync their mobile devices will then be able to go into the mobile and download their events. They can sync all of the events that are currently assigned to them. And depending on the type of survey they are completing, they may need to set their speed limit and interval to allow for the correct speeds for the survey they're completing. They can download layers, tiles, and additional things, as well as when they're uploading, they have an idea of how many completed events are being uploaded and the numbers of pictures or videos that are also being uploaded. When the user is performing a leak survey, they have the ability to track the vehicle that they're currently in. By turning on the tracking, it will follow them as they drive based on the speed limit and interval that was set on the settings page. They will see the trail being completed as dots. If the dots are the bluish purple, they are within the speed range that was specified. If they are red, the driver was too quick for the speed limit that was defined, and any readings that were taken at that point would be discarded. So as you can see from this image, there is a very large trail. Some of the areas are blue, in which case they met the speed limit that was required. Any area that is red did not meet the speed limit that's required. So any of the grids or pipeline that fall within the buffered area of the blue dots would be completed. Anything else they would be required to go back and complete. So here you can see that when they completed it, there are bubbled areas on the map to show what was done and any of the other areas that are not complete. The card list on the left, showing the yellow, shows that those are partially completed. If the card were dark gray, it would be fully completed and they would not have to do any more work with that card. Once the work has been completed in the field and synced back to the servers, back office support can then go and review any of the exceptions that they may have found while they were in the field, such as gas leaks, or any of the can't get ins if they were doing some other type of inspection. The types of exceptions are completely configurable by the user. So you can have gas leaks found, can't get in, or any other type of exception that may be required for your business. In addition, while all of this work is being completed, you can monitor performance using one of our many dashboards. In this case, this is showing the operational progress of our gas surveys, and you can see the areas in red which need to be addressed immediately. Down below, you can see that there is a very rough forecast as to the amount of work that needs to be completed in the coming months. This would allow you to modify or flatten the level of work across various months so that you don't have these peaks and valleys as you see here. Reporting compliance is a similar type of dashboard that goes against the compliance date of the work that has been completed. It provides you with a roll-up based on a company hierarchy, as well as a variety of filters. In this case, this dashboard has been filtered specifically for the gas leak survey, and you're seeing the results for the gas leak surveys that have been performed and the areas that are out of compliance. This covers the 7 primary functions of Compliance Manager and how the Compliance Manager tool can be used to perform leak survey.
Thanks, Faye, for providing that overview. Here are several interfaces you might consider incorporating into your solution. Compliance Manager can stand alone or includes integration points for enhancing work management, enterprise asset management, and enterprise resource planning. The solution includes an Esri mobile component for use with Windows Tablet or iOS. So we've looked at our gas compliance solution and Compliance Manager, but what are the next steps for implementing a gas compliance solution at your utility? The first step in our process for determining and developing what your gas compliance solution would look like is to set up a solution roadmap and workshop to go over these areas. So in our workshop, we would cover data assessment and solution needs. What are you looking for in your compliance solution? We'd look at your system hardware and software, address organizational considerations, staff, training, maintenance, mobile requirements, what would those look like for you, and integration requirements. What systems do you want to include in your compliance solution? We then take that roadmap and follow it to build out the complete compliance solution according to your needs. That concludes our gas compliance presentation. We very much appreciate your time today. Any questions we can address now? We'd love to set up a demo with your group and learn more about your programs and compliance management needs.
UDC